Hey folks, how's it going today? There, Jerry here. Got a very profound video here for you guys, and I had discovered this here a while back, and had actually put it on one of my other channels. But this whole thing needs to be brought up again, especially where we're talking about these certain frequencies hitting these towers at certain point in times, and the nanotechnology being the old jabberoo. Which I think what's going to end up happening is I think that the white horse of death is going to be released at that time when a certain frequency hits these towers, and it coincides with that stuff. You know what I'm talking about, the old stick in the woods. But anyway, I've got a video today that is very relevant to this whole thing, and I want you to be able to listen to what goes on in one of John Todds' testimonies, who he's talking to exactly. We're going to replay this thing a few times, and you're going to get to hear it 2 or 3 times again and again, what he says in this video. And then we're going to see the actual rock and roll band that he's talking about. And isn't it amazing that Switzerland is the one that has the old jabberoo? And isn't it amazing that Switzerland is the one that houses CERN? And the technology for these towers and stuff has come from there. And then when he says what he says in this video, it leads us right back to a rock and roll band that actually sings about this time. It's unbelievable, folks, the connections that some of this stuff just brings about. So we'll go on ahead, and I'm going to let you hear it here 2 or 3 times. And, gosh, I don't know about this. This telephone, how can the telephone go in and out, in and out? It just doesn't make any sense. But anyway, on video, look at that. I'm not doing anything to this thing. And here it goes. So I'm going to let you listen to this. It's mostly audio anyway right now. And then we'll take a look at the actual video of the group that's singing this, and we'll go about it again and again. Now, I want to let it play for a little bit this first time around, but then when I replay it, I'm going to get it real close the second, third time, okay?
Now, you don't see the behind the scenes. Now, here's one fact. Zodiac Productions, the leading Texas publication. It's changed its name now, but it's Zodiac Productions when I was with it. I was supposedly the owner of it. Nicole owned it. And it was the leading source of concerts in Texas. Todds was in San Antonio. Because I was supposedly the owner, I met most of the groups in existence then. There are a few that have come out since then, but it's still the same type of thing. Almost all of them believe openly in the occult in one way or the other. Most are into Satanism. Now, how many Christian young people remember from Billy Jack's 110 Soldier, the song? You did? Okay. The group you heard on the radio called Original Cat. They always said it was done by the Original Cat. The name of the group that was the Original Cat is Coven. Was led by Tom Laughlin's daughter. Tom Laughlin played Billy Jack, his wife, his son, David, who produced it, and both his daughters are into Satanism. In fact, they produced the only 8-track out on a complete Satan step-by-step ceremony done by Coven. And that's the group who did 110 Soldier. And I've seen all of the movies except the new one that's coming out. And every one of the Billy Jack movies are anti-Christian, pro-occult. The trial of Billy Jack dealt with demons and had more ceremonies of witchcraft and Satanism in it than it had anything about a trial of Billy Jack. And it was constant step-by-step ceremonies. It was reincarnation. Familiar spirits entered his body in the first Billy Jack and spoke to him, if you remember. Over and over, it came through. Now, that's one group. Rolling Stone.
Okay, now you guys heard that, right? You heard the what he had to say about what the name of that group is, which I'm not going to repeat it because they'll get me for medical misinformation if I do. Isn't that hard to believe? If I can get this stupid phone to quit doing this, I'm going to get rid of this thing. I am. It's ridiculous. I don't understand it. But we're going to replay it. And when we replay it here, I want you to listen real careful again now to what he has to say about this group. Okay, so listen again.
I met most of the groups in existence then. There are a few that have come out since then, but it's still the same type of thing. Almost all of them believe ultimately in the occult in one way or the other. Most are into Satanism. Now, how many Christian young people remember from Billy Jack's 110 Soldier, the song? You did? Okay. The group you heard on the radio called Original Cast. They always said it was done by the Original Cast. The name of the group that was the Original Cast is Coven. Was led by Tom Laughlin's daughter. Tom Laughlin played Billy Jack, his wife, his son, David, who produced it, and both his daughters are into Satanism. In fact, they produced the only 8-track out on a complete Satan step-by-step ceremony done by Coven. And that's the group who did 110 Soldier. And I've seen all of the movies except the new one that's coming out, and every one of the Billy Jack movies are anti-Christian, pro-occult. The trial of Billy Jack dealt with demons and had more ceremonies of witchcraft and Satanism in it than it had anything about a trial of Billy Jack. And it was constant step-by-step ceremonies. It was reincarnation. Familiar spirits entered his body in the first Billy Jack and spoke to him, if you remember, over and over.
Okay, now you heard it there, didn't you, folks? We're going to do it one more time, and then when we do that, I'm going to let you actually see this 110-man video, and it's going to kind of be shocking, okay?
Concerts in Texas, Todds was in San Antonio. Because I was supposedly the owner, I met most of the groups in existence then. There are a few that have come out since then, but it's still the same type of thing. Almost all of them believe ultimately in the occult in one way or the other. Most are into Satanism. Now, how many Christian young people remember from Billy Jack's 110 Soldier, the song? You did? Okay. The group you heard on the radio called Original Cast. They always said it was done by the Original Cast. The name of the group that was the Original Cast is Coven. Was led by Tom Laughlin's daughter. Tom Laughlin played Billy Jack, his wife, his son, David, who produced it, and both his daughters are into Satanism. In fact, they produced the only 8-track out on a complete Satan step-by-step ceremony done by Coven. And that's the group who did 110 Soldier. And I've seen all of the movies except the new one that's coming out, and every one of the Billy Jack movies are anti-Christian, pro-occult. The trial of Billy Jack dealt with demons and had more...
Okay, folks, so you heard that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go to the video. And it makes me wonder about the morning after and everything else that they're talking about in this video, if they don't mean the morning after that frequency is turned a certain way and it causes the white-tailed horse of death to be released. So go on ahead and watch the rock and roll video about these people on that group that he just mentioned, and we'll go from there. Okay, folks, so here we go. This is the group that he was talking about, indeed, and the very song that he was talking about. And keep in mind, folks, Switzerland is your base where all the pharmaceutical companies is that distributes this stick in the woods. It's the place where that CERN is. It's the place where all this technology for the 5G towers and stuff has been located. And now here we have this group that's going to sing practically about the days of old in Switzerland and what's going to happen the morning after when the 110 Soldier, or the night, the Swiss night, rides away. It's very, very prophetic, folks. It's just unbelievable that this kind of thing is coming out to me. And when it's all over with, I'll get 10 views out of this, okay?
Long ago, about the kingdom of
What do you think about that? Let me break a few things down right here, and we'll look at it a little closer. Now, first of all, this castle that you see up on top of this mountain, this is representative, basically, of the castle of Bern, Switzerland, where all the money is, folks. There it is, okay? And so that's what they're making reference to, all that gold and the hidden treasure right on top of that mountain. And as you can clearly see, too, this is kind of a giveaway right here that's in this video as well. This is the all-seeing eye of the pentagram right here. Then you've got the representation of the false church right here, which they were the Knights Templars, and so they have given a false belief of the Christian faith and the crusades that they supposedly did that had nothing whatsoever to do with Jesus Christ whatsoever. And of course, right here's the star of the fire god Moloch that you have. That's the fake ones in Revelation 2:9, but of the SOS. There it all is, folks. Switzerland. Okay, so let's move on. So this scene right here, what is this making reference to, folks? If I can get this phone to act right and it brand new. The morning after, and I'm not going to say the B word right there because that could pick up on the wrong things here, but what does this represent? Is this the morning after the frequency hits the towers and it shoots the nanotechnology just right? Is that what it means? And then the 110 soldier rides away. Well, the 10 soldier right there is representative of a knight of Switzerland. That's what they called them back then, a 10. Knighthood. So this isn't good, folks. And this is something that John Todd had actually revealed in his days that would be revealed again here during his death as well. That really is a very prophetic find, if you ask me, for me. This is very super prophetic. But it'll probably end up getting 10 views. Now, we were talking about the AS33 before, and you're like, well, Jerry, nobody's really died off of this yet or anything like that, so how could that really take place? Well, I got a theory about this, guys, and we'll see what you think about my theory, okay? So let's take a look at it, and I want you to think about what I'm having to say, and we'll go from there. Now, we were talking about before, guys, for you guys that follows me right there, about the old 5 salts that's contained, and which is the AS33, the 33 meaning having some very definite, well-defined meanings to it, and then we were talking about the metal of Neptunium. And that is another very prophetic number on the periodic table, because that Neptunium is 93 Thelema. The royal will must be obeyed. Thelema of 93, Aleister Crowley. It's just amazing to me, folks, how I can't never get these phones to focus in. Other people's phones will do it, mine won't. Isn't that something? What's so different about mine? But anyway, this 93, this 33, you know what that is for the 33 degrees. It's arsenic. Now you may say, why, Jerry, has nobody really ever died off of this yet? Well, I'm going to kind of give you a little bit of a diagram of what I think may be going on here. Let's say, for instance, we are taking the old Jabiru, the old stick in the woods, and, you know, you've seen that picture where that everything is stuck on this thing, you know, which my pictures are not the best. But let's say, for instance, folks, that this spike ends up entering in, and the metal it calcifies and it enters in. And then from that, we have these 5 salts. Well, what ends up happening is this, folks. it takes a period of time for this to make a byproduct that didn't exist out in the open before. And that byproduct would be the arsenic. Now that would be just like, it would be just like taking a bucket of nails, like taking a bucket and filling it full of water and taking nails, metal nails, and sticking it in. And the byproduct would be what would be the byproduct from that would be rust in that situation. But then up here, the metal and the salt together, the byproduct would be arsenic. It would be the same chemical reactive concept once the right 90-some degree temperature of the body would hit. Now you may say, Jerry, what would cause that then to release the pale horse of death and a bunch of people all just get it at one time? Well, folks, in my opinion, what that would simply be this. Let's say that all this arsenic is a byproduct off of this salt in the metal, okay? Let's say that. Just like rust would be a byproduct over here of the water in the nails. So you get the arsenic that's the byproduct right here. So think of it this way. If the right frequency would hit that, which would be a vibration, then all of a sudden, all of this that's contained within these spikes could be vibrated and released. And then when it does that, what it does is it makes an instantaneous overdose that would just simply kill you with arsenic. So this whole thing could be timed out. It could very well be timed out on a frequency. It could be the metal plus the salt plus the correct temperature plus time. Of course, you know, it wouldn't really matter how much time. Everybody would have something different. But then that could grow on those spikes to the point where all of a sudden one day that spike would be loaded with the arsenic. It would just be loaded with it. And then if you had the right frequency hit it off of these towers, that frequency would create a vibration, and it would instantaneously release a lot of that. Sort of like just hitting a metal plate that's been rusted out in the middle of a field. You hit it with a hammer, what happens? There's a bunch of rust comes off of it. And the minute that it would do that, it would automatically create an overload in the system of your body that would turn you white, and it would kill you. Just like, kind of like the whole thing with this head hawk moth and the Silence of the Lambs poster. You know, we'll take a look at that real quick. Because that's exactly, I think, folks, what you were looking at when you were looking at this whole thing that was going on in this Silence of the Lambs. I really do. If we can get this thing to quit doing the ignorant things it's doing. I'm getting rid of this phone. It doesn't serve its purpose for anything. You're seeing the red eyes, and you are seeing the white, pale skin. Another thing you're looking at that in too, in terms of, which this was another video, you're looking at the fall of the year, Libra, the time of the Libra, in September the 23rd, and this is the disc head right here. Is this an indication that this is going to fall on September 11th, which is September the 23rd again? Because the Julian calendar is the true calendar, folks, not the Julian calendar is your true calendar, not the Gregorian. So that whole thing really happened on September the 23rd, which is the first day of the fall equinox. And the color of this, okay folks, how's it going today? Alright guys, this is the continuation. Moth is once again representative of fall of the year. There's the death's head of death. This is the red eyes from the arsenic poisoning, and this is the white skin. So is this telling us, folks, that they're trying to sucker everybody that they can sucker into this whole thing between now and September this year, and this whole thing is going to all be released at one time? I mean, this is something that's very prophetic, guys, but this is what God has showed me to this point. And I really believe what I'm saying. It just all falls together, folks, in prophecy way too much for there to be nothing to this. Thank you for watching my video. This is one that I was really glad to be able to show you guys. And if there's anything to it, there is, folks. But I mean, this is what God is showing me, folks. He's revealing these things to me. And he used John Todd, even at his death, to reveal this stuff once again, folks. Because, like I had said before, John Todd became a true Christian and follower of the belief in Jesus Christ. Pray every day, folks, in this situation. We are facing the end times. And these things that I'm showing you, they don't just all come together and be shown to me for no reason whatsoever by God. There's no way whatsoever all this can be a coincidence, guys. Sooner or later, guys, the coincidence baloney has to be over with, and it has to be some type of prophecy. Just too much of it comes together. Thank you for seeing my video.